Titus Steelborn very hastily stumbles over to you. Have you been?
I'm gonna just stop him in his tracks and just be like, calm down, stay away from me.
You have been trying to there. Draga, leaning back in her chair, goes, "Is this guy gonna be a problem?"
Definitely. So who's the idiot who is responsible for this?
Well, you
And
can't
being out of the
exactly
box.
leave a super special
I mean,
enchanted box in a room and expect a thief not to open it. I can render
one
him
attack.
silent if you like.
That would be great.
And you see Draga like whips like a blow dart like just out of her pocket. He just like sticks right to his forehead and he goes, "Now when you say silent, unconscious, onto the ground, he'll be sleeping there for a little while."
It
Yeah,
was
go
nice
ahead.
knowing you guys. I'm gonna.
What's
You understand? I'm gonna head out. You guys don't need a healer. You know.
Well, to be fair, you don't really heal us that much.
If that's the case, then you really don't need me, huh?
No, we need you for your lightning. Your lightning is very
your
cool.
light is great. Your light is great.
Not at all what I expected to find in there. Kid, you summoned me here. You want to give me an idea of what's going on?
We summoned you for some information about this city and some people in the area.
Well, I don't do any job pro bono, except one. And that was to bring you back to your parents, or at least let them know where you are. So in exchange for this information, you're gonna tell me how you're here, first of all, what kind of mess you've gotten yourself into, and whether you like it or not. I'm writing home to your folks.
The only thing I'd like to change is I can write to them if that's gonna happen, and I can just say that you found it.
Works for me. Might want to
And
choose your
I'll
words
tell you.
carefully, though.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what happened, and you tell me what I should tell them.
I have to assume you at some point have gotten mixed up with the ring. I'll tell you what I know. I worked for the ring for a while, not as an official member, more of a contractor. I do have some contacts. If you want to ask a question about any of them, I can tell you what I know.
Yeska, first of all.
You going after Yeska? Well, I would advise against that, if that's your intent.
Unfortunately, it is necessary.
Yeska spoke of something called the Seed of the Ancients. It was said that the people who lived on Ela, when it was one big landmass before the Sword of Xanus fell, they had abilities, technology, magic that we wouldn't believe. She said that the blood of the ancients still live on, and one day enough of it will be concentrated and the seed will begin to sprout, or something like that. It was said that the ancients achieved a level of technology and mastery over the arcane that began to rival the gods. Yeska believed they didn't completely die out. If people still exist on Ela, that enough of them survive to continue on repopulating the islands, and that in some people, that bloodline was stronger than others, and whatever magic they had was just laying dormant, waiting for enough of it to gather in a single individual to reawaken in full. She pointed at the picture of Suli. She saw that girl in her visions, that she wouldn't be born for a while, and that when the time came, she'd need to take her. And so, she wanted a practice run. And that's how that elf got into that cavern.
That is interesting considering there are at least 4 individuals mentioned in the prophecy. If Aluceris was a test run, what about the other 2?
I can only imagine one of them had to do with the royalty of Loki, and the other would be, and assume, somewhere in Edelheim, which also traditionally pretty hard to get at. It could be a matter of practicality, but I think that Yeska is just biased. Not a coincidence that she only went out with the 2 elves.
Which is,
Why are you here in Barval?
you can imagine, has something to do with the Ivory Vault, especially now that you've told me that. I certainly need to get in there.
Me and a buddy of mine broke in a little while ago. Greenhide was, I think, one of the last good men of our era. Have you ever heard of the Tears of Calypso? He wanted to return those to the sea where they belonged. To his knowledge, the greatest stash of them was inside the Ivory Vault. So I wanted to get in. When he saw the kid, no, decided he couldn't leave them there. The kid referring to Alceris.
Yeah. How difficult was it for you guys to initially get into the vault?
Well, initially it was pretty easy. We were let in as a retainer for the ring. I had my own private vault. Getting into other people's vaults and then escaping with it, that was the difficult part. We got in with one of these. She brings out, it looks spent, but it is identical to the teleportation anchor that Portia gave you, the one that could transport you into a location of your choice that you have been to previously.
How did people die then if you had that?
Because once we got in, alarms started going off. I'd had a friend of mine do what they could to dispel. Well, obviously, it would normally be impossible to teleport directly into the vault. I'd slowly been stashing magical items inside of it that would serve to dull and dispel some of the magics inside of it. I didn't realize there was not just magics inside of the room, but over the entire vault that monitored and basically took into account how many living beings were inside of it at any time. And though it took them a while to find us, and we had enough time to get to where we needed to go, there were a lot of people on our tail. I can only imagine it's more stringent now. You got a couple options. Entry by force, or you wait for whoever's already going to break in and follow in their wake. The way this is all shaping out, it seems like Marisa, for whatever reason, thinks that somebody's going to find their way into the vault. Whatever means they have of doing that, you could just follow them, or you could try to get in there ahead of time and be there to deal with it whenever it comes. Either way, you'll have the chance to check out that room and all the things that Yeska had planned for your kid. Whatever this business is with the Chosen, if you have time to check it out, you can check it out, but I don't really see how it concerns you. Third thing, you see she pulls out the Eye of the Storm. You see that, sparks of lightning jump out from the eye and, kind of connect with you and, kind of, run around your body before flickering away. The attack at the amphitheater. Whoever was behind it had this in their possession. I have reason to believe that that person is also the person who's probably going to be likely to be breaking into the vault. She seemed powerful. She was distracted for a moment, getting electrocuted by this. I was able to lift it off of her. She didn't seem like the kind of person I wanted to tango with on a regular basis, if you know what I mean. What do you think, kid?
Are you asking if I think we're ready, or
I'm asking you if you think it can be done.
I can't imagine even the four of us combined are as prepared or as skilled as you are.
Okay, then I'll do it alone.
You're gonna
Yeah.
break in on your own.
Well, if the four of you are too coward to do it,
Well, I didn't think you were gonna do it. If we have you, then yeah, we can absolutely do this. I didn't know that was on the table.
oh, I'm offering my services.
We should
You
never
said
do
no
that
pro bono.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah,
said pro bono.
I know.
I'm just saying I'm
Well,
offering my
so
services.
go on.
It'll cost you. Not necessarily in gold, but it'll cost you. You said that your friends are on a ship, right? They're headed out this way?
I don't know when exactly they were coming in, but if it is tonight, then perhaps we should head there instead of staying here.
Looks at Alok. She says, get ready to talk. And she walks out of the room. How are we going to be dealing with Titus Steelborn, who is going to be waking up shortly in the bathroom?
Hey
He was there.
Ruby, I think it's about time you let us know something.
Why he's attracted to me, I have no idea.
I recall correctly, there was something about an engagement. Was it arranged? Was it?
It was definitely forced. Definitely forced.
You hear the door
Oh, thank goodness.
slam open from the bathroom.
Alok is
Hi, nice to
excited.
meet you. We're friends of Ruby.
Well, that's very great. I'm not really sure who that is, but what is this? Pray tell, what lovely circumstance might this be? I do believe we were interrupted in our reunion.
Don't give that look, Liz. You were into that bush.
Yeah,
Bush of
there's
words.
a lot of self-awareness.
I'm sure you're not too pleased to see me. I understand
Is-
now that while it may have been love at first sight, it was but through a pane of glass one-sided.
Your life is in danger.
I do recall being told that, actually. I'm not sure how much worth my life may even be in the absence of true love, but
Ooh.
I
Well,
do recall it was under those pretenses that I
maybe.
first came to be inside that there container. I was meant
Yes.
to be delivered to a safe place.
I think you should come with us.
I've been told my whole life I've never been one to make the smart choice, so wherever we're going, I'm ready to come with. You guys all begin to walk. There's the five of you walking, the four of you plus Titus, and then almost imperceptibly, Draga is now also walking with you. She's walking right next to Alok. Slow down a pace.
But all right, we can talk now.
What happened to you, kid?
Yeah, quite a story, and I don't plan on telling my parents everything, but I'll still tell them that I'm fine. Basically, you were gone for quite a bit, and I had the itch to adventure, to try doing what you do. Maybe not being a thief, but exploring. Not too long in, I was caught off guard by some bandits. So you're kind of right, I was dead. I don't know what happened, I don't know what it was, but something talked to me, something offered me a second chance, and I was weak, and I took it. I came back, and now it haunts me.
You're not weak to take a second chance. Not everybody's given one.
Well, you know about the whole terminus thing, you know? And a big part of that is moving on once it's your time. I kind of went against that. That was my whole sort of purpose. So,
But I do know that if you're given a second chance, the option of the weak is to give up on yourself. Now, I will say, getting ambushed is kind of an amateur move.
yeah.
But I can tell from the way that you walk, the way that you hold yourself, that you've done good.
I have. A lot of what you taught me has got me this far. Although I have to admit, a lot of it also comes from the thing that brought me back, this amulet. It gives me some weird abilities that I use alongside what you taught me.
Every thief has their specialties. I am supernaturally fortunate. Don't know what it is, don't know why, but things just break in my favor. I take advantage of that. You were given a second chance. What you weren't given was the courage to do something with it. That came from you.
Hilak is just looking down and like deep in thought about that.
I don't know how we're gonna tell your folks all that.
Oh shoot, what do we say? It's been so long. It didn't feel like 7 years for me. I just woke up
Well,
a couple months ago.
I don't think you know how much it would mean to them just to know that you're alive and safe. What you can never take back is the 7 years of worry that have already grayed them.
Yeah, so how do we explain that? Because it's been 7 years and I haven't aged 7 years, so
Well, your hair's different.
that's another thing. And my eyes. And a lot of things, actually.
Whatever you tell them, make sure they know you love them. Because the scariest thing for them isn't that you weren't able to write back for 7 years, it's that you didn't want to. Ruby, you hear the voice a little bit more clearly. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. It's coming from Draga's pocket.
Can I just interrupting the conversation, just be like, Raga, your voices are a little trying to come out.
My voices?
Yeah. It's definitely coming from you. Nothing funny here. And I'll just reach for her pocket and try to get whatever's in there out.
Very forward of you, but but she allows you to reach into her pocket. I need everyone to give me a dexterity saving throw. Suma, you take 15 lightning damage.
I'm
Pretty
unconscious.
As Ruby, your hand coils around the eye of Priscilla in Draga's pocket, and your entire body explodes in a burst of lightning. You have never felt this connected to Priscilla ever before. You all noticed Titus did. And Suma fainted right next to him.
Ruby, can you bring him back? He doesn't.
I'll immediately go to Sumo with my healer's kit.
Suma, you are brought back up.
Well,
As you
technically
are-
just stable.
We can buy another. Just use the diamond.
I'm still kind of numb, I think, at this point. So
Yeah.
I'm just look at Alok, look back at Titus, kind of not really believing. I will shakily try to do it.
You don't say any incantation. You don't use any somatic components. You just lift your hand, and as you do, the lightning surges out of you and into him. He is raised up into the sky. A flash of blinding light, and Titus collapses to his knees in front of you. His heartbeat suddenly restarted, his breath jagged and sharp, and you hear her voice. You hear the power both to destroy and to create. The power which some would use for their own purposes. The power some would use to disrupt the balance. No mortal was ever meant to possess this power. Should you desire it, you could level this city. That is the power that the Wraith wields. It is one he does not deserve. It is one he was never meant to have. It is one that I will not burden you with, my child. But you must understand, The soul is not unlike a bolt of lightning. It cannot be held back forever. Whether you spark in the direction of your destiny or to one of your own choosing, you must free yourself from the shackles you perceive you have. The eye must be destroyed. It can only be destroyed by one of my chosen. Will you do this for me? If you do so, it will return the power that was sealed away inside of it back to me.
And how do I destroy it?
It is difficult to destroy divine artifacts, but there is one way, at least one that you have access to currently. The fires of Mount Pelea will destroy anything.
So I'll have to accompany somebody. I'll have to accompany one of the chosen ones.
Should you choose to.
I mean, I owe you a debt. That is uncontested.
The lightning recede back inside of the eye, and you feel it kind of grow heavy as if it has gone dormant somehow. And you guys make the long trek over to Port Blackstone. You once again set your sights upon the Reaper, whose sails are patched up as if they had been torn and hastily put back together, who is missing bits and pieces of the railing here and there, who has certainly seen some tribulation in its voyage around the island, but is finally returning to you. A rope ladder is thrown overboard, and you see Simon pokes his head up about the ladder, and you see Andros kind of hulking behind him. He goes, "Yeah, you better get your asses up here before somebody sees us. We lost sight of where the maiden might be, but they might be anywhere." And as you guys kind of get everybody gathered together, you notice that Draga, not attempting to be stealthy whatsoever, is kind of just like walking around, and she has a peculiar look on her face as you guys reminisce and hang out with your friends. You notice there is one exception that
Yeah.
you have not encountered yet.
And
You
wait, have
see,
they asked about the one of the exceptions?
yeah, you see Suzanne goes, so where's Nico? I thought he was with you guys.
He found an old flame back in Pelea and asked to stay with him. I gave him shore leave.
What, you mean he's not coming back to the ship?
He's always welcome to, but he didn't seem like he was in a hurry to come back.
Fine, good for him. And she storms off. But everybody like the first thing everyone wants to do on the ship.
I would watch Drago for a bit, and if she didn't seem to be up to anything and was just curious about the ship, I'd give her a little tour.
How did you come into possession of the ship?
Oh, you recognize it. We didn't really tell you, did we? You know the old owner. We were attacked by the Red Wraith, and he jumped ship and gave the hat to Gallet.
I have a long, not history, but I've been of Aramis for a while. There's something you should know about him that might be relevant to what you're doing in the vault. It's part of a set. You see, she raises up her hand. I've had the other for a long time now, but it's not exactly the same. When I told you that I didn't believe in most gods, really, I said most and not all for a reason. Have you ever heard of the Wanderer? The Wanderer was the name of the god that was slaughtered, presumably, so that mortals could wield magic. And that is where we're going to end our session.